game in which it's super quick. We all just go around, say our name, and then take a bow. It's a weird improv game. They do it.
It's so much fun. Everybody. Literally everybody. Okay. Oh, cool. All right, I'm Kelsey. I'm from True Papa.
Woo! I'm also from True Papa.
talkback session where we're going to talk about women in the industry of comedy, and so we have some questions that were brought to us, right?
They're in a jar. It's super fun.
They're in a jar. It's super fun, and basically we just want to get the conversation going because it is women, marches. Sorry. Women Awareness Month, I guess.
It's like Her Story Month.
Right, so...
do you get it? It's like a play on the word history.
So we're going to read some of your questions. So someone, anonymous, said, are there any taboo subjects for women in comedy? How do you overcome these gaps? So one of you wants to get the conversation started.
As the writer of Queesh, I'm just saying no. Sure. I think that, I don't know, I've never felt that as a woman that there's boundaries on it. I think that, I think that a lot of people get confused and think you're sort of a little hoity-toity. Yeah, bye guys. You have to compromise your feminine side to be funny, and I don't think that maybe someone else thinks that.
I think that sometimes you should avoid topics such as incest, but sometimes they just come out in improv.
And this happens.
No, I think that it's interesting because there are certain topics that as people we avoid because of social, things you just should not say in public.
Like about your vaginas. It comes out in humor.
But then sometimes it comes out, but then I think that sometimes it comes out in improv, and I think that when you can actually make jokes with it, it makes it better. So that when you hear the word vagina, it's not like, oh my
vagina!
Oh,
that's guys, stay with us. Vagina. Vagina.
Vagina.
I think humor is a good place to make it not taboo.
Next question.
Next question.
Moving on.
What do you guys see as a positive female role?
Motherhood. Positive female role or positive female role model?
Well, the person actually asked the question and put positive in quotes, so I'm not quite sure if it actually means a positive role.
Yeah, they must have been referring to a pregnancy test. Not to talk again, but I'm totally going to. So I've been doing this for 4 years, and I get shit on a lot by my female friends sometimes. They're like, why do you always play the mom? Why don't you play any of the other roles? Why are you always the mother? I think you need to know how to write for yourself. I think moms are funny, and if that's what you think is funny, then I don't think it's sexist to play a mom. I think that it's just like any other role. I don't think that there's any, people can disagree. I don't think you have to worry about being positive, just like men don't have to worry about being positive men in sketches. I think that we're lucky that most of us are in an environment where you're not really thinking about that.
I think it's interesting because you're coming from to it from a sketch perspective, and then from an improv perspective, it's interesting because I remember I got a lot of criticism at first because I would also only play females, and well, not a lot of criticism, but someone mentioned it, and so but that's the thing, because then there are some people who are like, oh, you should only play a guy if you're a guy in an improv scene or a girl if you're in an improv scene, so it's not a novelty, oh, he's playing a chick, that's funny. But then some people think you should do whatever you want, and I'm sort of more in that school of thought, because that's more freedom to do whatever you want.
I think male or female, you just shouldn't take shit from anybody.
Okay, someone asked, what do you think of the T Swift versus Tina Fey problem?
Guys, we'll talk about this later. Does anybody agree with Taylor Swift?
Get out of here.
Does anyone know of this problem? Great, that's probably good that you don't, because it was. If you want to know why, we do.
So someone else asked, what is your comedy idols?
Jesse Buckley.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, I want to own a cottage with Sarah Silverman and she'll feed me every night and say choo choo. So that's my comedy idol.
Okay,
I'm really
bunch of people have idols.
I also think, like, my idol is Christopher Guest, and I don't think that's a bad thing, even though he's a man.
It doesn't say female comedy idols.
Because who's to say what's male, what's female? I think the only way to move forward is just to go, let's all just do it.
So then, also just in general, how can we improve the state of women within like the comedy scene and specifically within the entertainment industry? Because all of us are going into some type of industry because we all go to Emerson, so we have a lot of say in how I guess the rest of our media portrays women specifically. So, if you guys have any thoughts?
I just think, I don't really think it's a problem once a woman is already successful, but I think it's really hard to break into it. And there was just like this great story, like people were just like fooling around in the SNL writer's room, and like Amy Poehler said something, and Jimmy Fallon just like kind of jokingly was like, oh, that's gross, and like totally serious, she was like, I don't fucking care if it's gross. So like, so you just, like, you have to be strong like that, and like if you think that you're getting treated differently, like if you think that someone wouldn't say that to you if you were a man doing the same thing, like, I don't think you should back down.
You bitch, because bitches get shit done.
Don't. Because that's also a stereotype, I think, is like, if you're like that loudmouth, like, I don't care if it's gross, like, oh, she's the bitch. Like, you're either a bitch or like submissive, so.
Yeah.
I just like get rid of all the labels.
Just be a person.
Just be a person, y'all.
Great. Well, that's basically all that we have for the talk back. But if anybody else has any questions they're dying to know right now,
We will definitely
Who's
talk.
dying to know?
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about Taylor Swift after you guys.
yeah. But other than that, we just wanted to thank CPLA again. Wish Gemma for admission. That was awesome.